Hi, Amy here for Homebody. Happy to be with you again this month talking about the hand to shoulder relationship. So we're going to be taking a look at how the shoulder girdle supports our arm movement and how that connects us to our center. We want to acknowledge that the shoulder girdle is the collarbone in front and the shoulder blade in back, and how when they meet at the shoulder joint where the arm should move freely and easily. If you have a lot of pops and crinkles in there, like most people, that is a sign of some tension patterns that can create some lack of movement. So our shoulders are highly mobile, but when they are integrated into the shoulder girdle, which is thus connected to our centers, we have a lot more power behind our arm. It's not just kind of hanging out there doing its thing, flapping in the breeze. We have all this force to be able to move from our centers through our arm. For our arm workout today, all you'll need is either a couple of cans that are like weighted 1 pound each, or if you have 1 to 3 pound weights, grab those. You'll need a mat because we'll be using that at a certain point. If you have a lot of issues with your wrists, so that weight bearing is hard, you have the option of coming to forearms for some of our shoulder weight bearing exercises. If you have some pretty intense shoulder injuries, this might not be the workout for you. In the beginning, we are talking about some of the pathways to alignment, and it's a little easier free motion that you can play with. But I wouldn't weight bear if you haven't been looked at by a doctor, or if you don't have guidance from a health professional that you feel safely doing this movement with. I would maybe refrain from doing any of these harder weight-bearing exercises. So grab your weights, grab your shoulder girdles, and let's get going. Begin by finding a nice even stance and shaking out your hands. Give them a good jiggle. And your forearms and your upper arms, and on up into your shoulders, the collarbones, the scapula, and then into the ribs. Give them a good shake too. And now jiggle your whole upper body. Just wiggle it all out. And relax. And from here, we're going to swing the arms around the torso. This is momentum, not a lot of muscular effort. Just give those arms a swing, swinging wide and then crossing the body. Take a deep breath. Now as you inhale, allow your arms to float out to the sides, and as you exhale, let them drop down. Inhale, let your arms float again very effortlessly, and then let them fall to your sides as you exhale. Repeat that a few times. Freeing up your arms and shoulders. Now we're going to trace the pathway from thumb to collarbone. So take one hand and just slide the other hand up from thumb, inner arm, inner shoulder to the collarbones. And then allow your thumb to roll your whole arm inward and then outward. And with your other hand on your collarbones, can you feel the movement of your collarbone rolling down and rolling up? And we're not doing it from the shoulder blade and the upper trap coming up and over. It's really just from the front of the arm spinning down and back and up. Do the same on the other side. Find that pathway. I like to really reach my arm out to the side. The more length I give it, the more I can spin it without using that upper trap. But instead, I'm spinning my upper arm in the shoulder socket. So now let's take both arms out to the side and spiral them in and down and then up and back. Again, trying not to use the upper traps, trying not to lift your shoulder blades up and over. Now we'll come to the outer edge of the arm, sliding from the pinky along the outer forearm, elbow, upper arm into the outer part of that shoulder blade. So let's see that again. Right along that outer part of your shoulder blade. So now this time we'll fan the arms wide out to the side and up to the ceiling and then back down. And as you do that, that outer part of your shoulder blade is going to windmill up and out as the arm comes up and down and in as the arm comes down. You can put a hand there on that shoulder blade, or you can just play with that movement. But see if your shoulder blade's spinning, you can move your arms. Reach your arms forward in front of you. And we're gonna try to retract and protract the shoulder blades, squeezing them toward the spine and then widening them away from the spine. Keep the arms reaching forward in front of you. Try not to bend the elbows. This is just a movement of your shoulder blades. Now let that go, wiggle out your shoulders, maybe some shoulder circles. And then let's release the neck and the head. So take your head to one side and then circle it around the front and then over to the other side, circling back and forth. Try to keep those shoulders open and relaxed. And then bring your head upright. Take a breath. So next, grab those weights if you want to use them. We're going to do some of the same mobility actions we did before, but with some additional weight. Reach your arms out to the side. Keep them energized as you rotate in and out. Internally and externally rotate your arm bones in the socket. Think of that thumb to collarbone. You can roll the collarbone down and up, then lower your arms. Reach them wide out to the side and then up to the ceiling, finding that windmill shoulder blade in the back. Again, the weight is an additional challenge for your arms, but it should not preclude your shoulder blades from moving well. Now keep your arms up to the ceiling and one at a time bend an elbow to your shoulder and reach it up to the ceiling again, going right then left. Now both arms at the same time. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to go in stages, bending 1, 2, and 3, all the way up. Down 1, 2, 3, and up, down, 2, 3, and up, down, 2, 3, and up. And now bend your elbows, bring your arms out to the side and down. Shake out those shoulders. Hopefully you're feeling good. We're going to make our way now down to the floor onto hands and knees. If wrists are bothering you, come to your forearms. Bring your weights with you. We're going to repeat those shoulder blade glides that we did standing. So glide your shoulder blades in towards your spine and use your forearms or hands to push the shoulder blades wide again. We're not going to do it from rounding the upper back, but keeping that back nice and straight from head to tail. Keep it long. Use those hands or forearms to push the floor away as you widen the shoulder blades on your back. Next, we'll pause in the center, holding those shoulder blades wide. Shift into your right hand. Other hand comes to your heart and try to move just one shoulder blade at a time. Do about 4 or 5. Then shift to your left hand and move the other shoulder blade, narrow and wide, using the push of your palm or forearm. Come back to center. If you're feeling good, grab one of your weights. Now again, with one arm pressing and the shoulder blade firm, we're going to reach the left arm out to the side. You're gonna tap the floor and then try to reach out to the side to raise the arm back up. Firm push on that standing side. Keep breathing. Keep going. And then lower that side down. We'll turn to the other side. So now pressing into your left hand, wide left shoulder blade, lengthen your spine, and reach that right arm out to the side. Pulsing up and out, down and low. Keep breathing. Doing about 7 or 8 to each side. And then coming down, we're going to reach the fingertips forward, the hips back, and take a nice stretch of those shoulders here, just to your comfort. You don't have to go all the way down to the mat if it feels like too extreme. Breathing slow and deep as you stretch. Now begin to float your head, come forward, and now we're going to poke our elbows down into the mat, tuck your toes under. This is a tricep stretch, so with your hands resting on your shoulder blades, lengthen your elbows forward into the ground and your hips back and high. And this should be a little more extreme for the shoulders, the triceps. Breathing here. Slowly extend your arms and come forward. And let's get ready for the final part of this series. We're gonna find those wide shoulder blades on hands and knees or forearms. Tuck your toes under. Now the exercise is to lift the knees up from the push of your hands and feet into the ground. Now your core is involved here too, so can you hug your belly in and up? And then lifting your knees up, you're going to tap them down and up. Strong shoulder blades here. Lift from your core, do not round your back. After about 6 to 8, you can drop back down, take a breath. That was our plank prep. Let's get ready for plank. So on hands or forearms, you can extend one leg back and then find those wide shoulder blades. When you're ready, you'll kick the other leg back, and it's also fine to come to your knees, keeping them down on the ground, just back behind your hips. Whatever position feels good for you, we're going to hold. Deep breath in and long breath out. So again, any of these positions are good. Forearms, hands, straight legs, bent legs. Now whatever position you're in, you can lower back down into child's pose. You've done some great work today, so enjoy this moment of rest. And then slowly coming up, come to a comfortable sitting position. Shake out those hands, those wrists and forearms, and then make some big shoulder circles using your full shoulder girdle. You can sweep the arms around your torso just like we did in the beginning. And let it all go. I hope you're feeling your power today. That was amazing. Thanks for joining me. For more, check out the other videos in my playlist.